Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And we are here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's in the house and she's talking about how to bring those profits in daily. So we
Yeah.
want to get started right away. We want to give a shout out to my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups. We are the Biz Chicks, and today our featured guest is Coach Caren Fern. Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm well. Outside is pretty good. The
All
sun is
is
shining.
well.
I had a really nice walk outside. I had a few errands to do. And
Uh
so, yeah,
huh.
it's a beautiful day.
There you go. We're
Mm.
not mad.
No, at all. Not at all.
Oh, so what is our topic today?
Today we're talking about habits, and we're
Mm-hmm.
continuing a little series we're doing right up to Christmas, talking about short-term gain, and this is part two for long-term, short-term problems. Like, don't try to solve your problems in the short. We know we want immediate results, but we're looking at the long term. And that will bring in your monies because it goes right back to our money. But we need to look after these things so we could also look after our monies, guys. Just look after your monies too.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. And
We
just
need to
throwing this
have.
out there. If you're the kind of person who says January is a hard month, I want you to cancel that statement, please. I had it said to me
Mm,
quite a few times, so I want you to cancel that January is a hard month statement. It's a hard month if you let December take you over, or all the months that leading up to December, then January feels hard. It's not a hard
that's
month.
a very valid point. I mean, just, if you didn't work the other 11 months, maybe
Mm.
December didn't look cute, and neither is January looking cute.
So let's not do that. Let's not do that. So let's get right into it. So a couple of things I'm going to cover today. We're going to talk about what are your permanent habits, and we're going to look at what habits would you want to change that you has ingrained in you, but you've tried several times, but you keep getting right back there, and who will benefit in the present or in the future of your habits, right? You and who else. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about. And we're talking about these things because the habit is what puts you into wanting the money right away, wanting everything to happen yesterday, and not giving yourself enough time. And then you beat you up, you get upset with you get really annoyed with everything around you, but it's really yourself because you didn't give yourself the time that you need.
Mm,
This hurried up life that you hear about, it is not continuous, meaning you can't carry it through. You'll be so tired. And then you fall off. Versus if you decide the life you want, I'm going to plug my course right now, understanding what it is you want in your life, and you set that pace. And when everything comes at you, you look back of the vision of yourself and you said, this is not a life I want. This is not what I have set up for myself. And all of a sudden, things are not expensive anymore. Things are not hard to reach anymore. Things are where it's supposed to be at that specific time for you, not the other people around you. When that's happening and your brain is able to not get overstimulated, excited, and want to do, then you can focus on growing your business, taking your social media to the next level, getting out there, networking with others, actually just having friends, and you don't have to worry that, or they don't have to worry you're going to talk about business or sell them something, because you're just enjoying yourself at that time because you have carved out the life you want. I talk
mm.
about self more than business, and then business, because even though I'm business and I talk about business a lot, if the self is not looked after, business suffer. If you
Oh,
have a job and self is not
whoa,
looked
whoa, 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 whoa. Say that again. When
if you
self.
have a business and don't look after yourself, the business is going to suffer. Self is first. We got to look after self. When you take care of self, business seem to grow, seem to blossom. And you're like, what did I do? You look after self.
Okay,
I
so.
meet with somebody, and I only last week, and they said to me, yes, Karen, all of that is great, but what do I do now? And I say, you look after self. And she was not pleased because she's like, but it's all this self look. You look after yourself. You look at it differently when you look after yourself. I'm not asking you
Mhm.
to go and climb the mountains and go and hide away in the dark. I'm saying look after yourself, maybe with three things. What do you do for yourself first thing in the morning? Then give yourself that continuously. What you do in the evening, give yourself that consistently. Make sure you got the stuff that gets you up and going, and then get the stuff that brings you down. If you
Mm.
love the movies, watch a movie, watch a show, laugh a lot, brush your teeth, take a bath,
Please.
relax, read a book. These are simple things, but it's good for you and self.
Okay, Coach, I'm gonna pop in here. My question to you is it that we complicate things, that
We
we
do.
don't acknowledge the fact that we get up in the morning, we make the bed, we brush our teeth, we have a decent breakfast, we exercise, we I don't know, take a walk, we
Yep.
have a little downtime at some
Yes.
point in the day.
Yes. Yes.
Um, the fact that we do these things out of habit or routine, um, is it that we're not acknowledging those things? And this is why a lot of people keep piling more stuff on the list. Oh, I'm not doing enough. I need to do this. I need to
No.
do that.
They hurried up. So it don't even feel like they did it. They hurried up. Like it's so hurried up that by the time they're finished, Terry, and because I'm in comments hearing people saying, well, you have all that time, but I don't. And I'm like, it's because you hurry up yours. It's because when you make up the bed, like sheet, pillows, put everything there, run, brush your teeth, get yourself ready. And no, just make up the bed. That's it. That 2 minutes, that's it. Make up your bed. When you're brushing your teeth, just stand there. Don't try to listen. Don't try to collect. Just brush your teeth. And then if you work out right after, get
Hmm.
dressed in the clothes and work out. If you know you can't do half an hour, don't push it in. Do 15 minutes. Do a good 15 minutes. So you feel good about that 15 minutes.
So be deliberate, is what I hear you
Yes.
saying,
Yes.
and enjoy it because
Yes.
you're in the moment
Yes.
of that activity.
Yeah, and acknowledge that you've done it. And so now when you sit down, and if you were reading a book like me, like you would pick up the book and you just enjoy the book with breakfast. Like I'm reading for 50 minutes with my breakfast. Get it
Hmm.
set up. Treat yourself. I told a friend a couple of years ago, she's like, can you do that? Like she literally messaged me and said, can you really do this? Because I was showcasing my breakfast in the morning. And she said, I just want to know if you really do this. I'm like, yes. I treat myself to breakfast. Yes, it looked like somebody served me up because I do like my breakfast to look nice. A cup of
Uh-huh.
coffee, water. I have my vitamin D. I have may have orange juice there with me. A bowl of fruit. If it's a cereal morning, a porridge morning, I'm scheduled. Yes, guys, I have no problem with that because it just my brain don't have to go look in the fridge, come out back. Look in the fridge. I know what I'm going to have. Toast, a salad, the protein that I need. I know. So I just go ahead and get it done. I feel good because I'm looking after me. I want you to feel good. I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, I got to get this done so I could go to work or I can go run the show. Do it and just enjoy it for you.
And
Self is going to thank
incorporate it.
you. Yeah.
I hear you saying incorporate it in your life and celebrate the
Yes.
incorporation of it,
Yes.
not the routine of it.
Yeah, celebrate it. You know the mom, and not condemning any mother, but just listen to this if you're a mom. When you're the kind of mom who understand the things that you need first and then you give it to your children, you become that better mom and you're not complaining, whining. You get to look after your kids. You're not, oh my God, I got to. No, I get to look after my kids because I filled me up first.
Hmm.
If you have kids that you can sit down and if you don't right now, let me just pause and tell you, start the process of teaching them. My children, no boasting here, but just facts. I could set a breakfast. They can come to the table. We can have a conversation. They don't disturb me because if I say to them, it's mommy quiet time when they were young, I'm going to read for 15 minutes. But if you have any questions, you can ask me before I start or when I'm done. And I literally would say to them, my 15 minutes is up. I'm done. We can talk. If I didn't get up before. And they respect the time because if they come to the table, which they've done that to me, and I'm talking to them like, Mom, I'm having my 15 minutes. Especially my daughter, she done that to me. And I was like, whoa, good girl. Good, 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 good. Now, mommy didn't too like it initially, but I was like, this is good. She's understanding that she can have some time for herself before school.
Exactly.
And she had noticed when she come back, even lunchtime, because school was right next door, she realized that I had a good morning, mom. And she said, when I don't have breakfast and have my time, because she loved to read too, she goes, my morning is not as great. I'm like, you know, you need that time before you meet your friends, before everybody's flocking you, before you flock anybody. You had your time. So it's okay now to go play. Some kids, their face are screwed up because their mom hurried them out of the house. They might not have had breakfast. Everybody's late, running around. And those things happen, guys. I know it happened, but don't make it your routine.
There you go. There you go.
Make the
I
other
like that.
part your routine. You're going to have a hurried up morning. And when that happens, you tell your kids or yourself, oh, this morning I had a hurry up morning because I overslept. I slept a little later. Don't be mad with yourself about it, though. I overslept. Maybe I need to go to bed earlier, or I need to stop doing certain things when I wind down. It'll help me in the morning. Like, give yourself the tools versus condemning yourself and being down on yourself. It doesn't help. You're muted.
I love this topic. I love the fact that we are talking about fill yourself up first so that you have something to pour out into others.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It just helps your frustration level because everybody gets frustrated. It just helps you to feel better about you. It helps you to want to do the things you want to do without feeling. People have over and over will ask me after they say, Karen, how you get so much done in a day? Well, I look after Karen first. That's why.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're depleted before you even get started, how can you accomplish what you
Set
have
out
on
to,
that list or whatever?
yeah, that task list feel like a burden instead. My granddaughter is here twice a month, so every other week. And I take her to school because my daughter's going to work earlier. She got earlier shifts now. And so I get up and look after me an hour in advance so that by the time I wake up, Athena, I am dressed and ready to go. Some mornings we do breakfast together, but sometimes I do mine first so that I can pay attention to her because maybe she's got something she wanted to show me that she drew, or she just wanted to talk with grandma about stuff. The way I give her the full attention for that hour from 8 to about 10 to 9, it's her time, getting her teeth
Mhm.
brushed, dressed, looking after her, getting her lunch ready. And we're not rushing. We get time. Sometimes we even run around the kitchen and the living room, Terry. Like, she likes to chase me. So we do like that 5 minutes.
There you go.
And it wakes her up, and then she's not again frustrated as we walk to school. She's happy because she's done had that pick me up. She's had a good breakfast. She's dressed. I didn't rush her. She could dress herself. I
Hmm.
might need to help her do one or two things, but literally I get to set her there, get her hair combed, no fussing. Like, we're not fussing. So she gets to school. She gives me a big hug her teacher, and she's ready for the day.
It's a beautiful thing. And
It is.
I think that when we know what is going to happen, i.e., the routine,
Yes.
and when that routine actually includes us,
Yes. Yes.
we're happier. When
We are.
we're not walking around resentful,
Mhm.
depleted,
Mhm.
anxious because we can't do everything for everybody.
Right.
But if we have a routine, a habit that says, this is what I do first,
Mhm.
and I don't compromise that.
Yes.
What happens when we begin to change our habit, or we miss the routine of the day? Oh,
we,
how do
we and sometimes people fear that that's why they don't like a routine. But if that start happening, you have to check and see what's going on in the mind, right?
Mhm,
And don't put when that happens. Also, sometimes is when you're putting too much on your plate, as Terry just mentioned. She made a good point
mhm,
there. Don't go adding things on the plate unless you have the time to do it. I tell people all the time, time has always worked in my favor because I work within the time I was given each day. I
mm,
am not asking God for more time because I do not want to do more. I am not adding anything to my time because that's the time I got. I've got a
mhm,
certain amount of time in the morning, and that's the time I've got. No other time. If I get up Really, if I get up earlier than I want to get up that day, then I need to pipe down earlier in the day because I am going to be frustrated. I am going to be too tired because I've done spell 12 to 15 hours doing things. Do I want that all the time? No. But if I have a Pacific day where a big chunk of time is needed, then my mind is geared towards that. Otherwise, stick with your routine. Now, if you get up a morning, I want to give you this caveat. If you get up a morning and say, listen, this is not what I want to do, I want to change things up, then do it. See how it serves you for a week or so. But if you find there's too much disruption, get back to what you do. Don't feel bad if you're a person that make up your bed. I'm now teaching my granddaughter to make up her bed, right? She's at a stage where she needs that skill. So she's getting that skill, right? It's not pretty, it's not nice. We have to straighten things up. The little stuffed animals move around, but it's okay because she's learning, right?
Yes.
So if this is what you're doing right now, this is what you're doing, and you're never too old to be learning something new. If you're a person who said to me, I don't like breakfast, I don't want to have anything, I'll ask you, what would you like? A glass of water? Would you rather, have something light? But have something, unless
Mhm.
you're fasting, then that's a different story. But for normally, you want to have something inside of you because it's going to give you energy. That's just fact of life.
And you need to hydrate your brain. Mm.
So that's what I like. So we got different episodes for different things, but the norm, you want to get up and you want to do that. It just helps you. It just helps you, no matter how little bit of a day. Even if you're a person who chunk things, right? I only do this thing, then do this little bit of thing. And if somebody asks you, you have to ask yourself, could I let go of one of the things to add in that person thing?
Okay.
Do not add it on top of your three or
You see,
two,
and I think
please.
I
So,
think this is where we go wrong.
mhm.
We keep adding,
Too much.
bringing, putting stuff on the table, and the table's only so big.
Yeah, don't add anymore. I am married, guys. I've got children, grandchildren. If my husband asks me for something, I say to him, I'll see if I can fit it in. I call him back if he wasn't in person and I say, hey, I'm going to be able to do this, but I will drop off that. I let him know I am dropping something
Mhm. Mhm.
because he needs to know. Younger in the marriage, I wouldn't say anything. And then I'll find myself doing way too much. Now I'll say, well, I'll drop this. What you want me to do, is it that important? And he might say no. I'm like, okay, then I'm not dropping it.
Mhm.
Have a
Mhm.
good day. You need to say this. Stand up for yourself, whatever it is. It's not because you're bad. It's just that you cannot put on the table if there's no more space, as Terry just do not do that. Now, if it's something that is important for him and you know it's going to help him out and you want to do it, you go ahead and do it and you tell him this is not going to be a regular occurrence. Do
They-
not form habits that you can't keep up because you're going to be so angry.
I
And I
love
don't
that.
want you to be angry.
What did you say? Don't form a habit you can't keep.
No, it is going to kill you slowly, very, very slowly, right? So,
Mhm.
what you need is to figure out, what are your permanent habits, how are they serving you, and the ones you don't like, you need to slowly get out of them because you slowly accumulated them. This, I
Ah.
am going to drop this habit, this never works. It's like the getting the fast money, it doesn't stay. Because when you drop them quickly, your mind wants to go back and do it. Wants to,
Mm.
it's, if you're a person that's spent to broke, every time you got enough money, you're going to spend your money. Every time you're going to spend it because you're not used to keeping the money. Now,
Mhm.
if you're a person that is on the opposite hand, it's harder for you to spend. So again, that's a different kind of practice that you would need to do. If you're a greedy person, or a person who's hard to spend money, and you want to be a little more open, you'll have to slowly do it. It wouldn't be $10,000. It wouldn't be even $100. It'll be a slow process. So, guys, if you're not a saver, not an investor, not a person who ever do this, but you do want money, then
Mhm.
you, a person, have to start small. And I tell people, actually, this was a new one I started this year. I'm like, put your savings and your tithing as an expense so you know something you have to do. That's a new budget I start doing because for some people who need to understand that saving, they need to put it in an expense column only because it helps them to see it's compulsory. Because for them, expense mean they have to pay it and they feel good, not good in paying it, but knowing that it has to be done.
It's
So
done.
this way, it's not forced. It's, this is in my, it has to be done, right? So I got my, my savings in there. I got my Money's in there. I got my this in there. I got my that in there. That's all in the expense column just for the brain to understand it's compulsory. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we have to trick things in our mind to get us to do it. Once the habit is formed, though, once the habit is formed, and you got to give yourself time. That's why it's a process. Some people need 90 days. Some people I give a 90 days money challenge. I give them like a week challenge and then a 30-day, and then I move them into. And I really want them to keep the money to look and experience. What I really want them to do is experience having a lot of money in their hands, in their possession. And I want them to feel everything that they're going through. And most people process is they want to buy something for their kids or buy something for their mom or give a present to a good friend. And I want them to feel all these things. I even want them to decide how much they're going to spend on it. I want them to have the whole process, but don't do it. And I want them to also really be aware of how they feel when they didn't do it.
Mm.
If they're feeling guilty, feel the guilty feelings. How do we work through the guilty feelings? Feeling sad, how do we work through that sadness? But we're not touching the money because we rarely, if the person goal that they never held $1,000 one time in their hand or seen it or have it somewhere, and this is something that happens to people, guys. If you're handling, you don't notice that because you have been. But for people who haven't, it could be as little as $1,000, and I'm like, you can't spend that money. We got to make more for you to touch the thousand. If it was 5,000, the same thing. Like we have to have you have more before you touch the 5,000. Because guys, if you were trying to get a $5,000 at once, I mean, your computer might break down. You might need a new phone. Let me tell you, all the big guns are coming for your money. Just so we clear,
Mm-hmm.
because you have found this habit that doesn't keep things. The gremlins, I call them, will come for your money. So it's going to come for that 5,000. That's why we plan ahead. Where are we putting it for it to make more? Right? Where are we putting it for it to grow? Right? And if I need 5,000 for a specific thing, what am I doing to gain the 5,000 for this specific thing? And that means you have to gain more than 5,000 so you can pay out all the other things, the saving, all these other things, taxes, everything, so that you're still left with a 5,000 to acquire the asset that you wanted to acquire, or even if it was a liability. And so, therefore, you're still being able to do this and you're not spending and being without. It's a whole different story to spend and be without versus I needed to buy we're just going to say a second-hand car. I know it's expensive. We're going to get a little chukka car for the year and it's going to cost me $5,000. Okay. I don't want you to get the 5,000, then you're taking out this, and that, and you end up with 3,000 something. No, we got to go beyond the 5 to get you to the 5 because you've taken away the things that we are keeping in the habit forming. You understand? We're keeping. I'm going to repeat that. If you want to have $5,000 in your hand, your goal would be to make $7,000, $8,000, or $10,000, giving you room to not say, well, Card, I only made 5, so I can't pay tithes. I can't save. I can't invest. I can't pay taxes on it. I don't want you to take it from the 5 because then you wouldn't have the 5.
Yes.
See the math? You wouldn't have the 5.
Mm-hmm.
What will happen though? You will have more than 5. So you'll start learning to have a little more than you need. I'm pushing you a little bit. I'm pushing you a little bit. I'm letting you form out of habits.
Okay.
That is good for you.
Gotcha.
We walk our way there. Okay.
Walk our way there. I like that.
We walk our way there. And so we're changing the habits of being broke, of never having, of always wanting and always needing. And things are too expensive because now that you know that thing that was expensive for you, you created an asset. It made you money. And now you can purchase that thing. And the crazy, oh my God, it's too expensive. Oh my God, it's too expensive. I don't make enough money. I'm always broke. Whether you say it or not, that repeatedness that's happening in your brain keeps you right there. You're always broke. You're not enough money. Things are too expensive. You don't make enough money. Things are too expensive. You don't make enough money. And we don't find a solution. We're just in the problem. We're in the problem. So as soon as we make $100, $500, we spend it. The gremlins come and take it. And it's not because, guys, I don't understand that it's a real things make it take it. But you have to ask you the question. You have to ask you have to answer it and do something about it. If I have no money and my mom called me, she says, I need $500 and I could give her the 500, it's fine. But if I give her the 500 and I cannot pay my rent, I can't give her the 500. I
Mhm.
have to ask myself, how could I help my mom without giving her the $500? How soon does she need it? What could I do to gain it? All these questions we need to go through. But when you have this habit already, as soon as she call you, you're thinking, you know, the habits are there, so you're able to, you're able to. All
Wow.
right. So
Okay.
just just saying, just saying, just.
It's so true. I'm just almost shaking my head like, wow, we do think like that.
Mhm. We think all the time, and I'm no exception. I just have changed and learned how to change it around. And I tell you guys, I tell this little quick tale. When I first started going to Brazil for business at the time, I was 22 or 20. Yeah, I was 22, going on 23. And that was the first time I sat down with myself, because before that, I had my son at 21, and I had saved enough money so that I could be off for a year and have my mom stop working and look after me and pay her. That was my goal. I need to pay her. She needs to be able to look after me because she works with herself, and I need to recoup because I was sick for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And after I had Paul, I said to myself, if I could do that for me, imagine what I could do for people, you know, and what I could do better for myself. Like, these were the two thoughts. And one of the things I'm telling you guys right now, you know, I would always be helping somebody out and leaving myself without. And then over time, I realized that this doesn't help anybody. So this doesn't help me, because I'm always shorting myself, because I have known what to do with money, but I haven't given other people around me the skill to develop themselves. So we're good friends, like, I'm really wonderful friends, but they're always broke. They're always needing something. And I told you, Terry, I had a lot of guy friends. So I just grab everybody together. I'm like, listen up. This is what we're doing. And for that year, we save as a unit, individually, but as a unit, lots and lots of monies. Because I told the guys, I said, I saved money for a full year. I'm able to pay my mom for 6 months to be here for me. I'm able to pay all kind of bills, and you know, all kind of other things I'm not gonna get into, but and still got money. This is doable. You guys got jobs. We got to stop spending like you crazy. This is doable. That's the one thing I help the guys do, right? Get themselves,
That's real. Mm-hmm.
get them guys under control. And so when I ready to go to Brazil, I needed to invest. The girl that was taking me, she says, Karen, all you need to invest is $500. And I say, what am I going to make from the $500? And she said to me, oh, you know, if you put a little extra, you probably can come in at 5,000. I was like, pardon me? Pardon me, Terry, you know your girlfriend. I raised $2,000 like immediately. It took me 2 weeks, but it made $2,000. I raised $2,000. It also
Mm-hmm.
made me see my business in a different light. I raised $2,000 because I'm thinking, when I go and I come back, if 500 can give me, I didn't believe her, but let's just assume it is true. And I invest four times that money. First, I was like two times the money. I'm like, what if I do four times the money? This is good. I'm going away for a week. I'm buying things wholesale and I'm shipping them back and sell them back. So I'm a middle guy. Eh? I'm going to big wholesalers and talk to them. And when I came back and I see within a week, within 2 weeks, the amount of money I could make, I was like, okay, this is doable. So guys, when you see you form habits, and let me tell you about that habit. I'm going to talk a little bit about that habit right now, because I was so disciplined with myself. When I traveled those 2 years after having my baby and I go abroad, I took those habits with me. Those habits give gifted to me friendships that last for years, because you have to go, okay, just like how we are Airbnb here, that's where we didn't call it that, but that's the same idea. So you have to rent space, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be able to stay over. And I perform just as I'm home. I got up, I didn't have to, I make up the bed, I have things, whatever. And the owner was so happy with me. She's like, when are you coming back? I'm going to keep space for you.
Okay, because it's hard to find good tenants.
Right? I'm going to discount you. Anybody you know that is great, like you, send them to me. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? I went, I think on my third trip, I didn't even pay for the space. She wouldn't take the money from me. She's kidding me. You send me all the best people. When you come, I am happy. And I would take things for her too. But just being nice to people, guys. This is something, part of being in your habits. You should. If you're so nice to yourself, you want to be nice to others. You don't have no reason to be angry and sad and upset with people because you're feeling good about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
This is the other thing about good habits that people sometimes don't take into consideration. When you're feeling good, you do good things. You just give it out because it's in you. So you just keep giving it out, right?
Building
Eh,
great
Yeah.
relationships.
So who? So the last question was, who will benefit from this? You and the future, you and the people you're interacting with, the people you're moving around with. In
Mm-hmm.
that thing, I think was my fourth trip, the plane crashed. And I wasn't in the plane, but one of the planes crashed, so the airport was a mess. And I didn't have a place to stay because so many everywhere were booked up.
Mm.
And I was at this one place, but I had to give it up because people had booked up, so they were coming. And again, being nice and good, it just comes through. I mean, God just provide a place for me.
Mm.
Just provided. There's no other way to say it. Just provided a place for me for a month's stay
Oh my goodness.
with no money to give the guy at the time. And his trust to me says, Karen, whenever you get it, it's fine. This guy never met me before.
Mm.
I'm telling you, when you're good to people, good just follow you. Don't dismiss good. Don't dismiss
Wow, that is that's a powerful lesson today. Form good habits. Don't form habits you can't keep. Fill yourself up first,
Yes.
because when self is not looked after, business will suffer, your family life will suffer, you will suffer because
Yes.
you're not
Mhm.
attending to self.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, Coach Karen. Wow, all of these things are going to affect what? Our ability to bring.
The money and profits and doing. Profits and Billy. Yes, God. My
Yes, so if you are looking for Coach Karen, you can find her everywhere on the internet machine at Profits in Daily. And she's going to soon be starting a new program, and you'll probably be hearing the title of her new site. But right now, you can find her right there, Profits in Daily. In the meantime, I want you to know that you can book an appointment with Coach Karen. And let me see if I can find that link. Yeah, right here. So take a screenshot of that. We'll also put it in the chat, but she is available for one-on-one. Do you believe that? Oh my gosh. Also, she has a course that will help you get on course for the upcoming year.
Yes.
And you can enroll in that through this link.
Yeah.
All of that will be in the chat, in the comments, so
Mhm.
that you can take advantage of that. Coach, every time you come, we just learn something different. I think we're just complicating life too
We
much.
do. I say to people all the time, life is simple. We complicate
And you would be correct.
it.
You would be correct. So I want to remind everybody that if you're looking to become a part of BizChicks, you can simply text Biz to 33777, or you can go to our website, bizchicks.net, and become a part of our community. We'd love to have you share what it is you do, how you serve, and how you attend to your community. We look forward to hearing from you. But before we do that, I just got to take this minute real quick and make sure that I put this information in the comments before we go so that you'll be able to contact Coach Karen. Okay, this is the link for her course. And let me go back over here and get the link so that if you want to book a new meeting, i.e., an appointment with Coach Karen,
Mhm.
you can take advantage of this link right here. Get yourself on track. Form new habits.
So
Oh,
true.
yes. Thank you so much, Coach. We really
You're welcome.
appreciate all that you do. We appreciate your faithfulness. And we look forward to spending more time with you in 2023. Until then, guys, we just want to remind you it's okay to make money in your
In your
business.
business.
It's okay to be front of your own line. Have
Yeah.
a great day,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Bye bye. Thanks again, Coach.
You're welcome.